Well, hi, everybody. Sorry about that. For those of you who just joining us, this is DearMamaSal, and we are live on a Friday afternoon. And I accidentally nuked the first part of this broadcast. Uh, it happens. I've got a button on my mouse that if I click it by accident, it manages to take me off the broadcast. So, not fun. Uh, I'm just hoping everybody will be able to join us on the new stream. I was talking about the fact that Kimmy, for those of you who know Kimmy, Kimmy's cardiologist said that she could have a pacemaker, so that's really exciting. It is Thanksgiving weekend, and all my quotes this weekend will be about Thanksgiving. Hi, Rensky. Good to see you, Karen. Thanksgiving is a time of togetherness and gratitude. And as I have said, that it's not always easy for everybody to feel that getting together is a good thing. And not everybody feels that it is something to be grateful for. I think there are some people out there who go, a couple of times a year, I have to suck it up and be with my family and friends. And the others of you just love getting together, and you all have the right mentality. You let go of your egos and you just get on with having a good time. And that's a really good thing. So I was also talking about Black Friday and what did you get yourself on Black Friday? And here is my reality. I knew that the pandemic was going to push prices up. That's what I was talking about. And that also I had waited all year to get two things on the Black Friday. And luckily I managed to get it 2 days before Black Friday, so that I was very happy about that. The one thing I got was a new computer, and I'm going to talk to you a bit about that in a second. And the other thing I got was a new toaster oven. Something that I use every day. I use my toaster oven every single day to warm up stuff or whatever. And mine has lasted me a long time. I would think 15 years maybe. And it's beginning to have problems, and it's earned his money. I think I paid $150 for it, 20 years ago. So, this is like, wow. And I like to have a toaster oven that's big enough that I can stick a casserole dish in. I don't know about you guys, but it's a big toaster oven rather than just a small one. And I don't mind that it takes up counter space because it earns its place on my counter as far as I'm concerned. So here we go. The first thing, the laptop. I bought a laptop, a very small laptop. When I say a small laptop, basically I wanted a 15-inch because I like that size, a 15 and a half inch, I think it is. I like that size, but I didn't buy the big money one this time. I bought a fairly cheap one. And the reason that I did is I have been giving a lot of thought to how long do my computers last? And I don't know about you, but with all the programs and all the technology, it takes about 3 years and the computer is obsolete. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to keep buying the sort of middle of the road computers. I'm going to buy a cheaper one. But what I did was I bought a cheaper one and spent an extra 150 to cover it for 3 years. So if anything goes wrong with it in the first 3 years, at least it's covered. So even so, it still costs a lot of money to get a new laptop. And, when money is tight, and it's tight for a lot of us, we have to give a lot of thought. But it's not nearly as expensive as it might be in 2 months' time or this time next year. That's the way that I looked at it. And so better that I get it now. However, one of the things that I've noticed with all my laptops is I didn't get your message, no, Kimmy. I'm sorry, because I nuked. I heard that you were getting I heard that you were getting your pacemaker, and I heard that the receptionist didn't transfer the message correctly. That's why I thought you needed to talk to the doctor about that. Yeah, that was a very bad bit of communication on her part. I'm certain she learned a lesson from it. Anyway, so when I thought about it, all the computers that I have, I always have a problem with the keyboard because I end up with so much crud, underneath the letters and stuff. And I wonder whether any of you suffer from that. And if so, this is what I've decided to do with this keyboard this year. Let me just show you. Hang on, what am I unplugging here? I just need to know what I'm unplugging. That's my hard drive, that's okay. I can unplug that, and I can unplug. I've just got it below here. Hi, Jamie, good to see you. So what I've done is, I just want to get it out. I've taken some press and seal. I don't know if you have that in the States. Do you have that stuff? And I have put it over the keys of my laptop, my new laptop, because I know what I do to my laptops. I am amazed that when the keys start falling off, I'm very hard on keys because I type pretty fast and I type a lot, obviously. But I'm amazed how much crud there is underneath. And so what I decided is this time I'm going to cover the keys. Just hold on one second. Just want to plug this in again. Here we go. I'm going to cover the keys. And by using this stuff, because it's sticky, right? It's not regular cling wrap or anything. It's the one that's sticky on the one side. I think I will protect my keyboard a lot better. And what I worried about was why did it take me so long to think to do that? Oh, thank you very much, Kimmy. If you could, Jody is off getting some medications. If you could possibly, act as my admin for a little while, I'd appreciate it, Kimmy, if you're okay with that. And just, welcome people and help me out a bit here. So that's the first thing, all right? Cover the keys if you can. And, quite honestly, I think the cost of having that press and seal is a lot cheaper than replacing the keyboards. As you know, on my other computer, I got an old-fashioned keyboard. I think Kimmy has one of these as well, because the crumbs can't get into it, right? It's sealed. The letters, if you look at it, are raised up. So when stuff falls on here, it falls off pretty darn easily. And Kimmy, I wonder if yes, you love it too. Okay. I really must say. And so one of my, I should actually, I've got my old laptop up here, but my keyboard, I've got down at a different level. So that works really well. I'm glad you love it too. I think for me, when I first got this keyboard, the thing that surprised me was the noise level. I wasn't used to keyboards that were clunk, 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 clunk. But other than that, I love it. And I definitely don't think it was a waste of money. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is when you get a new computer these days, they're different. So a heads up for any of you getting a new laptop or anything. They are really different. It's been a couple of years since I bought a computer. And the one thing that I noticed is they don't have any memory anymore. because hardly anything anyway, because what they want you to do is to use their cloud service. All right. So they back everything up to the cloud. The other thing I noticed was this is a Windows 11 laptop, the one I've just bought. It was a Windows 10, and as soon as I upgraded it, as soon as I initialized it, it came up to import Windows 11. So I am probably a guinea pig for Windows 11. Now then, that's the other thing. I actually had to make a decision. Do I want to use Edge or do I want to use Chrome? I don't know about you. What do you guys use? Do you use Edge, Windows Edge, or do you use Chrome? I've been a Chrome user for the longest time, and it's getting nasty now. And when I say getting nasty, I found that it said if I wanted to use Chrome, I would use a lot of speed and so forth. And I am pretty sure that they slow down Chrome for that reason. Plus, they said if I did it, I could never go back. It was like there were all sorts of blackmaily stuff in there. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't know about you. Jamie's saying that she uses Edge. Kimmy uses Edge as well. Now, let me tell you, there was obviously a good reason why I wanted to continue to use Chrome. I have all my passwords stored in Chrome, and I didn't want to have to go through the time of installing all my passwords, because everything I am logged into, if you like, that has a password, the password is different. And the idea of updating all those on a new system just terrified me, quite honestly. So I made the decision to stay with Chrome, and let's hope that wasn't a bad decision. We'll let you know. I might not be thankful for that. How about this one? I saw this quote and I thought it was so lovely at this time of Thanksgiving, which was, good mashed potato is one of the greatest luxuries in life. How many of you love your mashed potatoes and look forward to having turkey and mashed potatoes? Now, the other thing is that Windows 11 has got a whole lot of shortcuts that are new. And I had to spend some time printing out all the shortcuts, which means I've got to learn them again. Now, I was showing you that I've covered my keyboard keys with the press and seal. What I like about the press and seal as well is I can write on it. So until I've got a new control shortcut in my brain, I can just write it on there. And then when I replace the press and seal, by then it should actually, be in my brain enough that I will remember it. But there are so many shortcuts that I just didn't know about, so I printed them out. Interesting. Jamie's saying that she's more a ham over turkey person. Yes, that's a good point, isn't it? Yes. How about the rest of you? Are you a ham or a turkey person come Thanksgiving? And for all the viewers who are not celebrating Thanksgiving, bear with us. It's a big thing for all our American viewers. I think in a way, it's almost bigger than Christmas for Americans. It definitely is a huge issue. And what I always find so amusing is that everybody remembers the US Thanksgiving, and very few people, seem to know about the Canadian one, which is a different one for some reason. Now is the time, Ernest Hemingway said, now is the time to think of what you do not have. Now, let me try that again. Now is no time to think about what you do not have. Think about what you do with what you have. And I think also, actually, I lie. He said, think of what you can do with what? Yeah, so that is right. In other words, make do. How many of you are more frugal this year than maybe you were last year. It's interesting that they think this will be a huge spending year after the pandemic, but I also hope that people realize that we are going to be very short of money in the coming year, especially anybody that's on a limited income. We are going to, I was saying to somebody, the cost of all my groceries have gone up, but my pension hasn't. All right. And so it's going to be, going to have to make changes. Now, this sounds strange when I'm telling you that I've just, bought a new laptop, and and I'm going to get on to the air fryer thing. I'll talk to you about that in a second. So the other issue I have with this new laptop that I've got is that the sound is very low on it. And I've been on to the manufacturer and they've tried to help me, but quite honestly, the sound is very low on this thing. And what I have to decide is, I think I'm going to just buy a sound bar to go with it, because my hearing is pretty shot anyway. And I've got big earphones that I can, basically I bought this one to do two things. I want it for my silhouette. I've got a silhouette cutting machine, and I wanted this to be for that and for watching movies at night in my bedroom. I don't have a smart TV in my bedroom, so I do streaming on my laptop. And so it will do both of those, and that's what I want it to do. I'm going to keep this workhorse that I've got in front of me for doing the broadcast because it does a good job. Yes, Jamie's saying that gas is up to $5 a gallon now, and that's amazing, isn't it? I can remember people complaining when I was in the States because it went up to 155 many years ago, and now you're going, it's $5 a gallon. I think once the oil reserve gets into the system, those prices will come down. I believe that they have released a lot of oil into the system, and that will help, or gas rather, that will help the price come down. But it's going to be nasty. The other thing that I really wanted to let you know was that I decided to buy a new toaster oven stroke air fryer. All right, because now you can get the combination one, and that's fine. Now, all of you who know my big one, hang on a second. You've all seen me, use Hal many times. And I still love Hal. Don't get me wrong. But what I've got underneath here is a toaster oven that I use every day. Hal I use probably once or twice a month. I don't use him every day because he's in a cupboard. And so what I decided was I need a new toaster oven, but this time I want to get a toaster oven that's also an air fryer, because you can get them comboed now. And I will not get rid of Hal, because Hal, as you know, can take a full turkey or a full roast and cook it from frozen to the table in like an hour and a half. I mean, hello. What's not wrong with that? So wait a minute, I'm just seeing Jamie saying homelessness is up too. It's going to get a lot worse. And if any of you want to do a good deed for Christmas, you might want to think about the homeless and do some things to help them. Maybe get blankies or old sleeping bags or whatever you can, because it's going to be a cold winter, and there are going to be more and more people that are homeless. If you can knit socks and donate them to your local, or toques, what do you call them, beanies, and donate them to your local churches, that would be a great idea. So I got a new toaster oven, and I can't show it to you because it's already in a box going back. And the reason is, if you can believe this, talk about feelings of frustration. First of all, I had all the feelings of joy getting the new toaster oven. And I, unpacked it all and got it set up and put my toaster oven away. And I didn't want to get rid of my other toaster oven, thank goodness. But I got it all set up, and I started to use it. And the first thing it did is it set off my smoke alarm. And you know something? I've had Hal, the big halogen, for how many years now? 3, 4 years at least. And it has never set off an alarm. Why? It's got a filter inside. And I don't know why I didn't think to check. Does this air fryer, I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you're going to have a high heat type system working with, it needs to have a filter. I never even thought to check because I thought they all did. Well, that's wrong. They don't. So I then thought, okay, maybe I just, cooked it the wrong way or whatever. And I cooked something else that wasn't as high. I just had it on about 350. And guess what? It set off the alarm again. Well, I'm very sensitive to smoke alarms. I've had a fire in my house. So I don't want to be setting off my alarm every time I cook. And I'm sure my neighbors don't want that either. And so I just went, The other thing I noticed was the outside of it was extremely hot. I mean, hot enough that I could get a serious burn from it. And I went, I could have coped with that, because I could have made a plan, and I don't have children or anything. But it's interesting that they are allowed to produce something that is that hot on the outside. I would have thought that would not have been allowed. But anyway, such is life. So just a warning, if you're going to get an air fryer type toaster oven, make sure it has a filter in it. Now, of course, the next trick, talk about frustration. Now I've got to get it all back in the box. Now, the one thing I was happy about was I took all the packaging, the outside box, the Amazon type box, wasn't one of theirs, but it was the Amazon type box. And I had a big contractor bag, and I put that in. And then I put the actual box for the toaster oven fryer in there as well. Every single bit of plastic that I took off to get to the instructions and get to the various bits in it, I took off and put it all in this one bag. And boy, am I glad that I did. Because when I went to put it back together again, I had everything I needed to put it back together. But it was still like a giant Jenga puzzle, like a giant jigsaw puzzle to get it all back and then get it back into its official box and then back into the packaging box. It took me quite some time. I was, few words that weren't too pleasant were used. However, it did make me think that when I get the next one, I've ordered another one with a filter on it, obviously. I'm going to take pictures as I unwrap it so that if I need to put it back together again, I won't have to think. I'll be able to see. How many of you are going, that's not a bad idea? The other thing is, how many of you take pictures of your serial numbers and model numbers of your equipment? One of the things I do with a laptop is I take pictures of the serial number and model number and keep them in my system. The reason being that if ever you lose it, you've got it. But also if you, for example, if you need to replace something or you got a problem, and they always ask you for that serial number and model number. You don't have to lift the thing upside down and do all sorts of things, right? You've just got it in your system. So yes, Kimmy's saying that she does that as well. So take a picture of, in case you get given anything this holiday season, make sure you take pictures of the serial number. And where do you keep your picture, Kimmy? I have sort of like one thing that says, the new laptop, and then I have a picture of the invoice, and I also have with it that all that serial number information off the back, which actually I didn't find on the invoice. It probably is there, but I couldn't find it. So just a thought. Oops, don't tell me I did it again. Hope not. No. All right, so you keep it on your cell phone or pad, yes, but the question is, do you have it printed out anywhere? I found a lot of, let me just show you. Hold on a second. I have one QB, just so that you know. And then anything that I have received. Now, you know that this is pretty full because I've had to replace a lot of equipment after the fire. But any new equipment that I have, I automatically put all the instructions and everything into this one box. Kimmy's saying that she prints hers out and puts it in a binder. Very good idea. So I've actually got a box inside a box here, but never mind. And also, whenever I can, I keep the outside boxes as well. These I'm going to break down and just put in, just in case I have to return them. So, but how long do you keep them for? Not very. I wouldn't. It really depends what it is. For big things, I would keep it probably for a year. But keeping the boxes for a year takes up a lot of room. So think about that. So most of these things, they're pretty easy to take apart. If you can just, that's all I'm doing now is just taking this apart because it takes up a whole lot less space when it's flat. Okay, but if I need it again, I can put it back. There we go. That can fit in there. All right, so Kimmy's saying I put those in a plastic sleeves and put it in a binder. Very clever idea. Very clever idea. Very organized. And I'm certain people will, feel. It's interesting is that some people will feel, I don't have time to do that. Where on the other hand, when you need it, you know exactly where it is. Yes, Kimmy's saying I'm getting rid of a bunch of those boxes now. Yes, I think the thing is, if you can, maybe keep them under your bed. Have one plastic bag under the bed that you can put all those boxes broken down in. Would be an idea in case you need to return something. Because I have to tell you, if you want to return it, it's really important that you return all the packaging, even if the packaging is damaged. And it's important that they get it all back. So just be aware of that. Think about, where could you keep that one plastic bag with all those broken down boxes in it? And some of them can be pretty big. I must admit that the box that my laptop came in was pretty big. So I will see what I'm going to do about that. So you understand now why I bought those two things now rather than later, all right? It's like I know that the price of computers is going to go insane. Not only because of the supply chain, but also because of the cost of the problems that they have with semiconductors and stuff like that, the stuff that goes inside them, if you like. I'm also now seriously considering, and I might still do it next time, there are a lot of people now that are reconditioning computers and, upgrading them. And I'm very seriously considering now maybe buying secondhand computers that have been upgraded. I will let you know if I do it and let you know my experience. But I think that probably if you like to keep stuff in your computer and not in the cloud, then you may have to do that. But it did strike me as scary how many computers now you don't have the ability to store it yourself. It's going to go up in the cloud, and I think that's pretty dangerous stuff. But I actually do have some of my stuff in the cloud. But I still like, so what I've done is, what I did is, just so that you all know, I attached an external hard drive to this little to the computer, so that I have the storage in the hard drive. Now, I've had problems where my hard drives have been dropped or whatever and caused a problem. So, there's no correct way. You have to do what you have to do, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. The other thing that I am really finding, and I wonder if any of you are finding this, is that, boy, am I having a problem with all the different leads. Everything comes with either a USB or a plug-in. And I'm going, are any of you having this problem? I've got more things plugged in than I've ever had in my life. And I'm beginning to wonder how to control it, because it's like, I've got a power bar on almost every one of my sockets, and those power bars are full. And it's like, why have we got so many things that need to be plugged in today? That is my question. It's scary. And I'm going, why? What have I got? Why is it? I'm looking at, all right, behind my oven, I've got a socket, and I've got my magic bullet into that one. Luckily, I've got a socket on top of my oven that I use occasionally. I've got a socket over there that has got my doorbell chime on it. Now, see, we didn't have that problem in the old days. My doorbell, my Ninja is there, and my ice maker is on there. So I've got an external ice maker. On this one, I've got these are lights. My grow lights are on there. Obviously, my Keurig and my foamer are on there. You don't want to see the ones that I've got here where all my computer and technical equipment is. I mean, it's scary how much I've got plugged in. And that's it just blows my mind. Oh, how much storage did I get on the external drive, and where did you get it? This one, I think, is about, hang on a second. How many? This is, I think, 1 terabyte on here, Kimmy. And it was, I got it, the usual place, Amazon. So to me, what I like about it, Kimmy, is I've got different computers in different rooms. I can just unplug it and, and just take it with me. If I want to do some DearMamaSal stuff, I've got all that information in here. And I can just unplug it and take it there to the other computer if I want to. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, it is a lot of storage. I agree with you. But in the days of doing a lot of video, in the days when I used to do videos every day, um, just literally just type in external hard drive. Hang on. That's all you need, Kimmy. And they'll have lots of different ones. I can't tell you the name. I think it's got AM written on here. I just don't know the name, honey. I just go for, whatever is. I never buy the cheapest. I normally buy sort of the middle of the road one. So anyway, that's the whole thing. But it is one way. I just want to just warn you that if you end up with one of these ones, and what will happen is they give you cloud storage, but you're going to use that up very quickly. And once you've used it up, then you've got to pay, and that's free. But then you've got to pay, to make it bigger and so forth. And I already have that with my YouTube stuff. So yeah, it's a difficult one, and I just wanted to warn you all of that problem if you're buying new ones. How about this one? William Shakespeare said, "Small cheer and great welcome makes a merry feast." So think about that, all right? It's like if you're having people come visit you, the way you greet them at the start, and the way I always found that interesting. One of the things that Benji told me about the Japanese culture is that the visitor is king, right? If you have a visitor in your house, that is the most important person that you can concentrate on. They are more important than anybody when they're in your house. Isn't that interesting? And I didn't, it was fascinating to me, and I think the thing is that visitors are inclined not to stay very long. So therefore make their visit as pleasurable as you possibly can. So I'm just wondering this problem with leads. Am I the only one that has that problem? Um, I just seem to have so many in every room now. And I'm thinking, I'm glad that all my electricity has been upgraded, because I'm pretty sure most houses were not built to take this many things being plugged in. I could be wrong. Now then, I also wanted to give you the heads up that we have just 28 days until Christmas. So between it being Black Friday and 28 days until Christmas, has anybody finished their Christmas shopping? And if so, you are going to be so grateful. I think I have finished mine. As you know, I've been Christmas shopping all year with little things. And I've got a couple of small things to get, like I want to get some gift bags. I know I've got some in my shed, but I haven't unpacked that far. I haven't found them yet. But I do know that I've got some in the shed. But I think it's, quite honestly, I will go to the dollar store and get more gift bags. But other than that, I think I'm just about done. And I've had, quite a lot of fun doing it. And I've still got some things to finish. But I mean, I am basically, I have bought what I need to buy. Yeah, Kimmy's saying I'm cutting back on spending this year. I've done most of my Christmas shopping on the, sort of cheaper side as well. I've tried to get a lot of fun and useful gifts rather than spend a lot of money. And to me, that is, more fun. So a lot of stocking stuffer type things this year. And I don't know about you guys. I've spent a lot of time making cards, and that was my commitment this year. I said, we're doing so much electronically now, and I know the joy of receiving a Christmas card. I am going to make Christmas cards and send them out this year, and I am pleased that I've done that. Maya Angelou said, "Let gratitude be the pillow upon which you kneel to say your nightly prayer, and let faith be the bridge you build to overcome evil and welcome good." Isn't that nice? I've always loved her sayings. She just was such a wonderful person. And Robert Casper Linter said, Thanksgiving was never meant to be shut up in a single day. All right. And I want to tell you, I just got a call from Doug, for those of you who know Doug, about getting together around Christmas time. And it was so interesting because to me, it's not about the day. It is about what day can we get together that suits us both and that we can still have the right feeling. And we managed to, I think I'm going to be seeing him the Wednesday before Christmas. He's going to come over and visit. So I'm very excited about that. So I got, lots to, I'm finding this year that getting together with people is more important to me. Last year, I was struggling with I was displaced because of the fire, and I'm very grateful this year to be at home. And I'm going to see if Benji can help me take out my Christmas tree and decorations and stuff from the shed. I'm sure he will help me with that. And if it's not raining too much, even to help me put up some of my Christmas lights. Or not. I'm first of all going to plug them in to see if they still work. That's something I'm going to do this weekend, is to see if I can. I know I found one lot, and I just want to plug them in because, if necessary, if just one lot works, I'll be happy. It's something rather than nothing, right? I must say that I was really pleased with that wreath that we made last week. It's, I've got it hanging up at the moment because I'm still playing with it and adding things to it. But boy, that really worked well, and I'm glad that I did that. So I want to make sure that you all understand that Thanksgiving is something that we should strive to do on a daily basis. And if you can do that, then you will be a happier person. All right. If you can see reason to give thanks every single day, then you are a happy person. I looked at it and went, you can imagine the feeling of joy when I got the new laptop, and then the feeling of disappointment when I could hardly hear it. And then I thought, something? I need to be grateful for the fact I've got a new laptop. And what do I need to add to it, to make it work for me? And I've got, I have my big headphones that I've got. I've got other headphones I can use. But, it's just like, how do I make this work for me without spending any major money? And, you've got to start thinking about that. Kimmy was saying we need to be careful about the amount of money we spend. So I'm going, think about that. Think about what do I need and what do I need it for? And that's why, as I said, that, the keyboard fell apart on my laptop that I do the broadcast on. And that's why I got an external. This cost, what did this cost, Kimmy? Under $100, I think, or around $100. Maybe not even that. No, maybe it was less than 50 now that I think about it. But this was a whole lot cheaper than getting a new laptop at the time. But now I definitely needed to um, get a new one for a different reason. And so now I went, okay, I'm not going to spend as much money this year on a new laptop. I don't think you need to. And I'm very, as I said, very seriously thinking that I will get a secondhand one that's been updated, where they've actually, the problem, I don't know whether you found this, but the problem with computers is that we now have so many things that we have to have on it that take up so much room. By the time I put Chrome onto my computer, I don't mind telling you, it had used up, a lot of the program space. That was pretty scary. That was pretty scary to me. So be aware. These things are designed now that you, I don't know. It's making me a little bit anxious and upset, quite honestly, as you can probably tell. So the joy that I had at getting the air fryer, and then within hours the disappointment that it kept setting off my smoke alarm, and it was so hot, and I'm going, well, that didn't work very well. But how grateful was I that I could just pack it up and send it back again? In a lot of countries you can't do that. It's like you made a mistake. Oh, Kimmy's just confirming that in the US she paid about $48 for hers. So that's what I thought. It's a good solution though, Kimmy, isn't it? If your keyboard letters aren't working properly, the interesting thing is it's just like on the keyboard they're not working. If you use an external keyboard, it works. So what I've done is, being aware that, what is the workaround on this one? And now if I've got this right, I can use my old computers, for different things. And I'm trying to just, you can use older computers for different things. And I've started to realize that in different rooms, I use computers for different things. And if so, then I can, I'm busy going to check now whether my other computer that is old, can I, use that for a certain thing in another room, in which case then I've got computers set up and I don't need to move them around. And that I don't know about you, but that drives me insane when I have to keep moving my computer. Now, yes, I do have a tablet, and yes, I do have a smartphone, but when I'm in a hurry, oh, interesting. Kimmy's saying that this keyboard now on Amazon in the US is down to $39. Great. That's great. This is the time to buy stuff, right? That's electronic. There's no doubt about it. How about this? The thankful heart opens our eyes to a multitude of blessings that continually surround us. I have found that being grateful for what I have really helps. And I realized this year that I spent a lot of money because of having to replace things and, after the fire and everything. But now it's time for me to suck it up a bit and get back on budget. Not easy to do when you've been spending money every week. The other thing is, my neighbors said to me that, I have basically got a lifeline to Amazon and to my local grocery store. I found, I don't know about you, I'm lucky enough that I've got a grocery store that delivers. And I found by having them delivered to me, I save money. I would spend probably $100 to $200 more a month if I went into the store, because in the store you just keep picking up things as you go by. They're designed to have you do that. So I found that a lot better for me. Now I know, for example, Kimmy is saying that she doesn't have a store near her that delivers, so that is unfortunate. Yes, I agree. Kimmy's saying about my comment about the different computers. Computers are easier to do big things on than cell phones and tablets. Yes, I find that, typing on my, trying to do things on my tablet, it's fine to just do a quick text or something on it, or my phone. But you know something? The quality of the video on my phone is better than almost anything, any other thing I've got, even my smartphone. No, actually, the only thing that beats it is my smart television. But it's amazing the quality of my phone. What have I got? A Samsung 8, I think. But the quality of the video on that is just amazing. I'm just really stunned. So much so that when I occasionally do put a video on there, I go, boy, that really is a good picture. Give thanks for a little, and you will find a lot. Give thanks for a little. So I know that I've had a lot of excitement this week, and then the feeling of disappointment. It's okay, Kimmy. I have the link. I will put it up with the when I put the notes in. But I appreciate it. I have found that it is important to just appreciate the things that we've got, the people that we've got, and I realize that this year I'm giving cards and small presents to a lot more people than I normally would. Why? I've got new neighbors that I didn't have 2 years ago. I've got a new community of people. And so to me, that is sort of like, and it's not about, are they going to give me anything? It's not about that. It's about my joy is being able to, I don't know, I have a joy in giving. I wonder if any of you feel like that. I enjoy giving almost more than I enjoy receiving. How about you guys? I really enjoy giving people things when I can. And so think about that, and think about, how much fun we can have. Now, for those of you who are joining me on this evening's broadcast, I want to let you know that this evening I'm going to be doing what to do with baked beans. I want to talk this evening about why baked beans are a really good thing to have in the house. They're cheap to buy, good protein, and all those sort of things. But I really want to show you how versatile they can be if you choose to use them that way. So that's what we're going to be doing this evening. As you can probably hear, I'm still got some problems going on with my throat. And I find that I can talk, and I'm very grateful for that, but not for as long as I normally would. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually shut down the broadcast now. And thank you all for being here. I just don't want to overuse my voice, because otherwise I won't be able to do this evening's broadcast as well. So my thoughts and prayers are with you all. I hope you're feeling that you will be able to survive the coming year. Kimmy, just let me know, if you will, in a word, how did you feel once you heard that they could put a pacemaker in and help you with your heart problem? Thank you, Sam. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much, honey. How did you feel in a word? I'm really interested in that because, when I spoke to you, you're scared. Yes. Um, but, to me, having a pacemaker put in today is like, it's a bit like having your wisdom teeth pulled. Do you know what I mean? It's a big operation to us, but it's not to the people who do it. Do you know what I mean? They've done so many now. It's not a new technology, it's something, um, but it's sure better than the alternative, right, Kim? It's better to have it put in than not have one, right? Um, the other thing is, you're going to have fun going, and if you happen to go, through metal detectors and things, um, so you're going to have to learn a lot of stuff. But the important thing is that they be grateful for the fact they have that technology, if you can, and that it's not, it's technology that has history to it. People know what to do, and they know what the problems are with them. They know how to fix them, and so forth. I think for that we need to be very grateful. And although it's a scary operation, right? Like any major operation like that, it's a scary thing to have. And, especially for the first year, I would think it would be. After the first year, you're sort of used to the ins and outs of it. But boy, it has to beat the alternative, which is not having it, um, and having, the problems that you have with your heart. So just tell us how we can best support you, Kimmy. That would be my question to you. Right? Yeah, and Kimmy's agreeing with me. She said, I've been looking up what I can be around with a pacemaker. Good. I'm pleased you're doing the research. Have you, watched also, they've probably got a lot of videos up to these days on exactly what that operation looks like and what it is they're going to do and what you should be prepared for. And, today we've got so much information at our fingertips, haven't we? I am very grateful that we can do that. Really grateful that we can do that. And so to me, it's like, keep working on the plus of this, not the negative of it. The other thing is, Kimmy, it's not like a heart transplant where you got to wait for a heart, right? Here you can just go in and get a pacemaker installed, right? So to me, that's like, if I had to wait for a new heart and time became, precious in that way, that would be even more scary. So if you can sort of keep weighing up what you're grateful for. Grateful that they found out that you got the problem. Grateful for the fact they have something technology-wise. Yes, it could be a lot worse, right? And grateful that your heart's going to keep on ticking. I think that's a good thing to be grateful for. So, it's like if you look at it, we know so many of our viewers that have got, medical situations that they can't get anything for, right? And so I know it's scary. Do you know when they will do this, Kim? Did you say they're going to actually put it in December, or are they just going to be talking to you about it in December? Let me know. Okay. The cardiologist is trying to keep it from getting worse, and that's why he wants to start right away. Good. So that is, again, something to be grateful for. All right, that they have a way today to stop it getting worse. But you also look at it, and even if you end up needing a heart transplant, think about this. I can remember when they did the first heart transplant. I was in South Africa at the time when um, Christian Barnard did that first heart transplant. It's just like, wow, what was that, 50 years ago about? It's scary to think how long ago that was. Okay, so Kimmy's saying that they're making arrangements right now, but they will call her when. All right, so keep us informed, Kimmy, because we'd like to be on your side, all right? All right, everybody, so I'm going to go and get prepared, ready to do the evening broadcast, but in the meantime, continue to be thankful. Be thankful for what we have. Be thankful and also be flexible. Know that the things that we get today might not be exactly what we wanted, as I have found out, but be grateful that we can get what we can. I'm going to be grateful for what I've got. This is Dear Mama Sal saying, look after one another, but most of all, please look after yourselves and remember to be thankful for everything that is going right in your life. And thank you so much for being here. This is Dear Mama Sal saying, we'll see you this evening. And bye-bye for now.